Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, I had to turn the mic off. It was off for some reason. Shit. We're back. What happened today was my neighbor cut my internet cord, and luckily, thank God, a charter person was near where I am and fixed the wire. It was one wire cut, and thank God it's fixed, and everything's good. One thing I will say about neighbors: if your neighbor has a mullet, he wears sleeve shirt that would cut off sleeves, drives a motorcycle at 9 o'clock at night, which nothing against people who drive motorcycles, it's fine to me, but if your neighbor makes noise after noise, throwing shit in a big container dumpster at 8 o'clock at night to 9 o'clock at night, that is not a good neighbor. That is a neighbor you do not want, believe me. And the guy who's the neighbor maintenance, I don't know, he lives in a house that's empty. And the house used to be occupied by drug heads. I guess drug dealers, I don't know. Like, weird shit happened when those people were kicked out or moved out. I don't know. I didn't keep up with the neighborhood gossip. And, people going through the dumpsters at odd hours of the night and got into a fight, which I talked about on the show before, with one woman saying, "I'll kill you. No, I'll kill you. Go kill yourself." And it's like, I don't know what to think. Anyway, to the people who who are now on iHeartRadio, I'm on iHeartRadio now, which is cool. Sorry for sounding so rushed. It was just that usually I plan something out in my head, and when someone interrupts it, it just throws off my game, and I have to reshuffle the deck and stuff. And I was in the middle of a discussion of Marvel before the show got cut off for some reason. I was talking about Marvel, and the one person who asked me the question, do I think there will be a Marvel movie? I do think that they're going to do a Marvel movie. Spider-Man. Sorry. If there's going to be a Spider-Man movie. There's going to be a Captain Marvel movie, unfortunately. I do think that they are going to do another Spider-Man movie. I know Kevin Feige has been confirmed he's no longer lead producer of the next Spider-Man film, which upset a lot of people. Which kind of makes me laugh. It's like, clearly those people forgot about the Sam Raimi trilogy, the Into the Spider-Verse film, the Amazing Spider-Man film, which I'll admit the first Amazing Spider-Man film was really good. I mean, was it my personal favorite on top 10? Not really, no. But the Amazing Spider-Man film did pretty good. And I think the sequel wasn't bad. I actually liked the second one. I know it's very controversial to admit, but I do like The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's a good film. Electro was kind of boring, but they tried something new with the new villains and stuff. The Harry Osborn Green Goblin, or Hobgoblin, or Hobnob Goblin, I don't know which one it is, but he's weird looking, so. But the thing is, I do think they're going to make another Spider-Man film. I think Sony has the confidence. You are amazing. Oh, thank you, love. Not amazing as you. I do think with Sony and the success that they had with Venom, Into the Spider-Verse, I think it's a confidence build that they're doing. I think they're going to... I do think that the confidence that they have with these Spider-Man films, with the Spider-Man films and the Venom and just Spider-Verse, all that, I think it's a confidence build. I think Sony has confidence in the product. I think they're going like, we don't really need them. We could just do it ourselves. And I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to bet on themselves. I think people need to sort of realize that not every comic book film has to be like the MCU. I think that it's a wake-up call. It's sort of something that jolted MCU fans mostly more than the MCU films, producers and stuff. I think they realize that shit, they just got hit, and they don't know how to react. I think that's how MCU fans are. I know they're going to be like, well, the film made this amount of money. And I ranted once about saying that if you think that the films make so much money, how come you're not getting a cut of it? If you're such bragging about $1 billion films and stuff. So, I think that the Sony Spider-Verse films are going to be... It sort of reminds me of like wrestling, how, the MCU is the WWE, DC is sort of like AEW, and Spideyverse is like Ring of Honor. I think that it's cool to have 3 different brands of superhero films. I know a lot of people are like, what about, Mark Millar's universe, Mark Millar's thing. I don't view him as as a number 3 brand or something. But I think that Marvel is sort of going to be put on notice that there's going to be other brands that people want. I think that DC, films are sort of losing momentum, I think, unfortunately. I got word that they're trying to reshuffle the deck a bit, because they're trying to find a centerpiece for their films, since they don't have Batman. Batman's going to be his own thing now with Matt Reeves. And Superman is sort of a MIA. I think that DC needs to rebuild. I think they're putting all their chips into James Gunn, because they're reshooting Birds of Prey. And Birds of Prey has been on the news recently. A writer for Birds of Prey spoke for the first time about the film, and kind of leaving fans, including myself, kind of confused. Well, I was already confused when hearing about Birds of Prey and Harley Quinn and all that. It's kind of weird, though, with the Birds of Prey and stuff. They described the film as Pulp Fiction inspired, Margot Robbie reveals. It's weird to hear that the film is sort of inspired by Pulp Fiction. I sort of kind of am turned off about it. Robbie recently spoke with MTV News. She said, in Pulp Fiction, when Uma Thurman and John Travolta are having their $5 milkshakes... Oh, shit. For those who don't know, it was sort of... When you hear that term, like milkshake in comic book films, comic books, you think of the Marvel thing. Had to burp, so... She explains the pilot that she explains the pilot that which I think in real life Uma had done. I don't even know what the fuck she just said. It's literally saying when Uma and Travolta are having their $5 milkshake, she explains that the pilot that which I think in real life, that right there is like, if the actress of the film can't even get words out correctly, she's explaining the pilot that she, which I think in real life Uma had done. Right there, you're just like, that's how confusing the film's going to be. I think the dialogue is based on the fact that she has done a pilot like that. And then he turned it into dialogue, and she And then she talks about the Fox Force 5, and it's like a whole scene, Robbie said. She's confusing as Harley Quinn at this point. And you look at Harley Quinn, I don't even know where the fuck Harley Quinn is at mentally. Gone. But in our movie, there's 5 prominent women. And it's like, we are always throwing references to Tarantino movies that we pray to inject into the film. So it felt fitting. So she's describing the movie. She's describing the movie, basically it's going to be Quentin Tarantino type. And I'm not the biggest Quentin Tarantino fan, unfortunately. I feel like even Quentin Tarantino fans who are diehard Quentin Tarantino fans are going to see this film. And I mean, they're not going to go see, if you look at Quentin Tarantino fans, they are very intelligent people. They aren't going to go see a comic book movie with these characters in them. If you say well, Batman's going to be in it, then they might go see it. But in the leaked plotline synopsis, they say that Batman's gone, but you can't really blame him. I'm sure Batman just looked at the entire DC characters that are in the universe, and he's like, oh, fuck this, I'm out of here. And he got out. You really couldn't blame him. I couldn't blame him. If I was Batman, and I had to look at the characters I have to work with, I'd be like, fuck this. Alfred, get pack the bags in the cave, we're getting out of here. And I think that's what happened. I just feel like watching Justice League, Ben Affleck was probably sitting there going I really want to get out of this shit. You are Batman. Oh, thank you. I'm Batman. I feel like you really couldn't blame Matt Reeves. And I know at first I sort of criticized Reeves, and once I heard that Matt Reeves, I like this one. They're playing an ad while reading the article, Pepto-Bismol, because you're going to need that when you see this film, because it is full of shit. I sound like a jerk, but I can't help it. Robbie continued by saying, she even asked Tarantino, oh Lord, if she could call the film Fox Force 5, which he said was really funny. Then she explained why they went with Birds of Prey. Here's the thing about it. I know Margot Robbie wants to sound like a genius. They were going to call the film Birds of Prey because it is based on the Birds of Prey comic. You have Black Canary, you have Huntress, you have Cassandra Cain, and sadly you don't have Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. They are the Birds of Prey. And I know Margot Robbie is an actress. She plays Harley Quinn. Big fucking deal. They're probably going to replace Harley Quinn in the Batman film. I assume, because all the rogues galleries are going to be in it. Here's the thing. They were going to call the film Birds of Prey. They weren't going to call it DC's Fox 4-5 because there is no fucking title called Fox 4-5 in DC Comics. They were going to go with Birds of Prey. It's not a serious movie. We thought the title should reflect that, she said. Birds of Prey